couldn't resist it, guys. I bought more Tesla shares today. And this time I actually bought the stock in my long-term portfolio, and I got it at around a cost basis of just under $232 per share. I was pretty happy with my position before this drop today, but really when I saw the price in the 230s, I just could not resist adding just a little bit more to this position just to bring down that cost basis just a little bit more. Now let me straighten things out first. It does not mean that I don't think the Tesla may be heading lower. It could very well be heading down to $200 per share, maybe even lower than that. If you look at the chart here, Tesla does have support around $190 per share level, so we could see prices there in pretty short fashion. Regardless, I'm holding my Tesla position for the long haul, at least for the next 4 to 5 years, maybe even longer depending on how the company does then when I evaluate it. So let's discuss some reasons as to why I bought more Tesla stock today and why I'm still so bullish on this company and why I think the current prices are an absolute steal. The first is surrounding the Maxwell Technologies acquisition. I think that this is actually a pretty huge catalyst that the market is waiting for in regards to Tesla stock. Back in February, Tesla announced that they plan to purchase Maxwell Technologies for around $218 million. And Maxwell, if you're not familiar, makes ultracapacitors which store and deliver energy, something that Tesla plans to be big in the future. And this was actually backed up by an official statement from Tesla where they said, "We are always looking for potential acquisitions that make sense for the business and support Tesla's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy." And on the earnings call this week, they actually did address this acquisition and they said they expect it to close in around mid-May. They don't see any other hurdles really preventing this from happening. And it's pretty much in the stage right now, which is going through regular approvals and all that kind of stuff, which any acquisition has to go through. Now, a lot of bears are hoping that this deal doesn't close. Some saying they're pretty certain that the deal is not going to close. And honestly, in my opinion, I have no reason at this point to doubt management. If for whatever reason this deal doesn't close and we find out that management was lying to us, then at that point I would seriously reconsider my position in Tesla, because the management team is a very important part of why I invest in a company. And if I can't trust that management team, I don't necessarily want to be involved with that company. But there's no point speculating. They did say around mid-May, maybe late May, so sometime next month we should see some news on this. The second bullish point is around Tesla insurance. Tesla insurance is coming. And I think this is something that's actually flying under the radar quite a bit here. The media is not really wanting to pick this up because they do know this is a potential big catalyst for the company. Tesla actually plans to release their own insurance for their cars very soon. In fact, Musk actually said on the conference call that they plan to actually release this or maybe announce this in about a month or so. This, I think, will be a huge revenue driver for the company. If you think about it, everyone who purchases a car needs to purchase car insurance as well. Right now, Tesla is selling anywhere between 60,000 and 90,000 cars per quarter. So now if we say on average, if each person pays around $1,200 for insurance, that's going to be somewhere between $72 and $120 million in revenue annually that Tesla is going to get from just one single quarter of car sales if everyone signs up for the insurance. This, of course, will help them bring in a lot more cash and be able to invest in other aspects of the business and just keep growing exponentially that way. Now, in my opinion, if you're purchasing a Tesla, I don't see any reason why you would not want to purchase insurance through them, especially after Musk said that their insurance plan is going to be far better than anything else offered out there. We'll have to wait and see what the details are on that, but if things are as compelling as it seems, then this could be a pretty big catalyst for Tesla. Alright, moving on to my third bullish point here is the Model S and X refresh. This is one that a lot of potential Tesla owners have been waiting for a very long time. Although Model 3 caters to the masses, the general public, there is still a segment of the population that wants to purchase more premium, more high-end cars. Think of BMW, for example. The 3 Series is their most popular series, most popular model. But there are still a lot of customers that go out and purchase the 5 Series or the 7 Series. And that's because there is a demand for that higher level, higher prestige status. And I believe that's the same thing with Tesla cars as well. But anyways, on their earnings, Tesla actually did announce that they will be refreshing the Model S and X. They didn't really comment much on the styling of it. We don't really know if that's going to be changing. But they did say that there were some enhancements in performance. They will actually have a completely new and highly efficient drivetrain design, along with a new adaptive suspension. The Model S long range will be capable of around 370 miles per single charge, while the Model X will have a 325 mile range per single charge. This is something that no other company out there can do right now, and Tesla is far ahead of the game when it comes to range. This actually just shows their dominance in the industry and shows how far ahead of the competition they are. And it's actually a big reason why I love investing in this company, because their technology is far superior, in my opinion, to their competitors. And as you can see from this chart here from Hypercharts, the current Model S and X sales have been pretty poor, especially in the last quarter, and a refresh is needed badly to get things back on track here, so I think it's pretty timely that Tesla is announcing a refresh. The fourth point I want to discuss is kind of more focused around energy for the company, Tesla Energy. They only briefly touched upon this in their last earnings call, but in my opinion, Tesla Energy is a business that's just waiting to explode. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but they actually deployed a bunch of batteries in Australia, and returns were already being realized just a few days after the deployment. So again, this shows how Tesla is just extremely dominant when it comes to battery technology, energy, and all of those kind of things. And it really brings us back to the first point where they are trying to still close that acquisition deal with Maxwell. And if and when that does close, it's going to kind of solidify Tesla as an even bigger player in this space. Also keep in mind that the energy business is going to be a lot more profitable for Tesla compared to their cars business. So it's going to mean a lot more free cash flow for the company, which they can then use to invest into the car business. My fifth bullish point, yes, we're at number 5 now, is the Gigafactory in China. This Gigafactory, Gigafactory 3 I believe, is being built at an incredibly rapid clip. In fact, it's on track to break China's record for the fastest factory build out ever. The factory was initially supposed to be open sometime 2020 or 2021, but now they're actually predicting this may actually open before the end of 2019, which is going to be huge for the company, and it's just another source of revenue for Tesla just waiting to happen. When this Gigafactory opens, they'll actually be able to sell their cars in Asia for a lot cheaper, and this is because they're going to be able to avoid those high tariff costs. Now, as we know, China is shifting to a more electric car world. They want all their cars to be electric eventually. And if Tesla can bring down the cost of that because they don't have to have any import tariffs and all that stuff, it's going to be a massive, massive booming industry for Tesla there in China and the rest of Asia as well. And although there are some competitors in China like NIO, Tesla is by far going to be the best quality vehicles and most likely the cheapest vehicles there as well for the range that you get. Alright, now moving on to our sixth point is actually in regards to guidance for next quarter. Now this one I would kind of hold with a grain of salt. Don't necessarily make your investment decision just based solely on this because it is a guidance number. Things can change. It is an estimate after all. But Tesla is predicting that next quarter, quarter 2, they will have between 90 to 100,000 deliveries. So if this does happen and they meet these numbers, it'll be up significantly over quarter 1, which had only around 64,000 deliveries. But you got to keep in mind that Q1 is typically the weakest quarter for auto manufacturers in general, not just Tesla. So quarter 2 is expected to be a lot stronger. So we'll have to just wait and see how this one plays out. Can't really do too much with that information right now, but we'll have to see how the monthly sales go if those numbers are released, and then kind of make our prediction then on if Tesla will still be able to hit those delivery numbers by the end of Q2. And really these are the 6 biggest catalysts that I'm watching, but there is still a lot of news out there, a lot of positive news for Tesla if you actually take the time to dig through and look for it. For example, they actually announced that Model 3 will go on sale in the UK next week. So this should boost demand for their cars as right-hand drive countries start to order Teslas as well. Also, let's not forget that Model Y production is going to happen next year. Tesla semi-production is going to happen next year. Maybe we'll get a Tesla pickup truck announcement sometime this year or next year. And of course, their AI technology is just going to continue getting better. If you haven't watched the stream from Tesla Autonomous Day, it's about 2 hours long or so. Check that out when you get a chance. It's up here on YouTube. Just search for Tesla Autonomous Day. And you'll see the type of technology that they're working on and how far ahead of the competition they are when it comes to AI and self-driving. So guys, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Tesla stock next week. Maybe we go even lower, maybe we go under $200 per share. Can't really predict that, but if that does happen, I will almost most certainly be buying more shares of Tesla. So stay tuned for a video on that if it does happen. But let me know in the comment section down below what your prediction is on Tesla. We had a prediction last week. We asked if Tesla shares would close green or red this week. Most people thought it would be green, but it seems to have closed pretty red for the week. Either way, guys, if you're interested in more Tesla videos, I'll leave them up here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification as well, and drop a huge like if you enjoy these videos. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.